Imagine walking through a city, maybe like London, but different. Steel and glass everywhere. But it feels like every corner is watching you, judging you almost.
Yeah, like the security cameras aren't just recording, they're thinking. Part of something bigger, unseen.
Exactly. It's not just a place. It's this whole system, meticulously controlled, constantly monitoring, shaping your life. That's the London under Albion's grip. So today, we're really going to pull back the layers on Albion. This is our deep dive into this power structure. They say they protect people, right? That's the public line.
But the reality, based on what we've learned from recent intelligence, it's much, much darker. Chilling, actually.
And our information, it comes straight from this incredible infiltration. It's all detailed in Zero Tolerance, Unmasking Albion's Leviathan, a dossier that just lays bare their inner workings.
Yeah, so our mission here in this deep dive is to follow DedSec's footsteps. I mean, an incredibly audacious journey right into the heart of Albion.
You can almost feel the tension, can't you?
Absolutely, the urgency,
Yeah.
to show everyone what's really hiding beneath that polished authoritarian surface.
Yeah.
This corporate Leviathan. It's not just about stealing files.
No.
It's about exposing the machine itself, the control mechanisms holding everyone down.
And what DedSec uncovered,
Yeah.
it's profound. We'll start with how they found that first crack. A tiny flaw, really, in Albion's defenses.
Seemingly minor, yeah.
Then we'll dig into the plan. The sheer boldness of it, deciding to infiltrate by, well, literally becoming one of them, getting inside the machine. From there, we trace the secrets they stole, following the path deeper, right into the beast's core.
And that leads to the big reveal.
Nigel Cass, the architect behind it all. This deep dive gives you this rare, granular look at resistance. You know, the tactics, the strategy, inside a modern surveillance state. Let's get into it. So first off, this idea of protection. Albion claims it, but it's a distortion, isn't it?
Completely.
They don't protect citizens. What they really safeguard, it's fear. Fear itself.
Right. It's a deliberate strategy. It underpins everything they do.
The system isn't about stopping outside threats. It's designed meticulously to cultivate this background hunt of unease, fear woven right into daily life.
Systematic control, basically. Just dressed up as public safety.
And the breakthrough point,
Yeah.
it was almost mundane.
Yeah, it's wild. You picture this rain-slipped, ordinary flat, just another building in London, but inside. A blind spot.
An anomaly in their network.
Exactly. Not some huge cyber attack, but finding this one overlooked vulnerability. A digital leak. That was the way in.
So how did they physically get there? The flat was high up, wasn't it?
Right. Two main possibilities based on the intel. Either scaling wet, slippery maintenance scaffolding on the outside, risky, or, more likely, deploying a specialized industrial drone. Probably a custom DedSec job, adaptive frequency hopping to dodge sensors, thermal bypass, stealthy.
So they reached the rooftop undetected.
Quietly breached the outer shell, right at the top.
And once they were past that initial security layer, the digital side began to open up.
The code yielded.
And suddenly, the network starts revealing itself, this digital labyrinth, and the implication is just stark.
Whoever controls the data flow.
Controls the truth.
Yeah.
Simple as that in this age. But with Albion, it's more than just spin.
Oh, yeah.
This truth they manufacture, it's armed, it's backed by force, enforced reality.
And the second they were detected, even the slightest ripple in their data streams, boom, full system alert.
Immediate reaction.
Brutal. Sirens everywhere, cars swarming, pop-up blockades on key roads. They lock things down fast.
But this is London.
Exactly. It's an old city, complex, full of these hidden arteries, forgotten paths, narrow alleys.
If you know where to look.
Right, and DedSec knows where to look. That intimate knowledge is crucial. It lets them just melt away, make these narrow escapes, always moving.
Which brings us to the next stage.
Yeah.
The infiltration proper. This is where the sheer audacity really ramps up. Because you can't just poke at an empire like Albion from the outside, can you? To really challenge it.
You need to understand it from the inside. Its logic, its weaknesses.
Which led to this almost unbelievable plan. Become one of them. Literally put on the uniform.
It sounds crazy, but it was necessary. To really disrupt, you need that internal access.
And this wasn't just putting on a costume.
Not at all. It was a total transformation. An authentic Albion uniform, the real deal, right down to that chilling faceless mask.
Which ironically helped.
Became a shield, yeah.
Yeah.
Allowed the agent to move around. They used fake orders, but crucially, real biometric codes and keys, verified ones they'd obtained.
Not hacked codes, but legitimate ones.
Exactly, that's key.
Yeah.
Allowed them to open secure doors, access terminals, all while downloading critical data using tiny hidden siphons.
Just walking through the heart of the system is a lie.
The tension must have been incredible. Every second, a risk. Every glance, potential exposure. Pretending to be part of the machine while you're actively dismantling it.
And as the agent got deeper inside Albion's towers, one name kept surfacing.
Nigel Cass.
The architect. The sources are clear. He's the mind behind this whole manufactured order. His vision is absolute control. Unyielding. Brutal.
He is Albion, in a way.
And the structure itself reflects this, the upper levels of the tower.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Stark, sterile, silent light, polished concrete. It projects this image of cold, efficient order, almost unnerving calm.
But the uniform, the disguise, it only gets you so far.
Right, because the real truth, the raw, unvarnished system that's downstairs, deep underground.
So descending changes things.
Completely. The mask becomes useless down there. The rules are different. The pretense just melts away. You see something, well, more primitive, more real.
Let's talk about the headquarters itself. It's more than just offices.
Oh, absolutely. It's a vault,
Yeah.
steel, glass, designed as much to hoard secrets as Project Power.
Every inch monitored. Every shadow watched.
Making any mistake, potentially fatal. It really gives you a sense of this oppressive structure they built.
Yeah.
A monument to control.
So the agent is inside, wearing the enemy's uniform. How do they navigate the internal security?
Like a ghost. Moving through this fortress, you've got turrets, cameras, patrol drones with advanced sensors. It's like a lethal chessboard.
Active threats, not just passive surveillance.
Exactly. But DedSec moved with this. Surgical precision. Extracting files, strategic plans, operational logs, comms, accessing terminals.
Leading secrets out of the fortress?
Like poison, yeah. And revealing not just Albion's power, but also its fragility. A system built purely on intimidation has weaknesses. It wasn't a smash and grab. It was precise, covert.
And that precision is key. The intel really emphasizes this wasn't just a tactical hit, not just about disruption.
No, it was a deeper.
They call it a microsurgery,
Yeah.
aimed right at the structure of fear itself, the very ideology that holds Albion together.
Attacking the concept of their power.
Which leads to the deepest level, the final destination.
The nerve center. The intel calls it the spine of the Leviathan. This is it, the final frontier, where mission meets revelation.
And descending further, the environment changes again.
Drastically. These aren't just tunnels. The sources describe it as a living metallic organism.
Breathing almost.
Yeah. You feel the heat from servers, hear the pulse of pipes, the hum of massive ventilation systems. It's like the machine is alive down there.
Showing how pervasive Albion's control is, not just above ground, but deep in the foundations.
And at this depth, a human agent couldn't operate directly. The conditions, the security, too extreme.
So they needed different eyes.
Exactly. A small, specialized cutting drone, a DedSec custom unit, again probably, nimble, tough, packed with sensors, and a precise laser cutter to get through internal barriers.
Navigating what?
A nightmare. Winding power tubes, pulsing laser grids like silent guards, fierce industrial winds, even areas with incinerating heat. Every room was a new puzzle, demanding instant solutions to bypass security.
Like a tiny rebel navigating a hostile body.
Precisely. And this drone, it found more than just data logs or encrypted files.
It found the core secret.
The truth behind Albion's strength, it wasn't just the surveillance network or the army of guards. It was, well, the essence of modern tyranny.
Which is
a self-sustaining system. One that doesn't just oppress with force, but actually feeds on public submission. On our willingness to trade freedom for this illusion of security.
It thrives because people let it.
Fundamentally, yes. That's the chilling discovery.
Which brings us back squarely to Nigel Cass, the man pulling the strings, his ideology. It's simple in a terrifying way. He hates unpredictability. He hates freedom.
He wants predictability. Absolute predictability.
For him, chaos is the natural human state, something undesirable. So order can't be, encouraged or nurtured.
No, it has to be imposed. Brutally. Comprehensively. That's his vision. Total control.
And his methods reflect that directly.
Overwhelming force, advanced weapons, total inescapable surveillance, no room for dissent, no room for error. Just crush it.
It's about pure subjugation.
Exactly. Simple, brutal effectiveness.
And the archetype he represents. It's fascinating, the corporate dictator.
Right. He wears the uniform, projects military discipline, but he governs like a CEO.
Of an empire built on fear and data.
Yeah. Technology isn't a tool for progress for him. It's shackles. Instruments of control.
And security is just the excuse. The marketing slogan for oppression.
He's not just a bad guy. Their intel calls him a systematic predator. He doesn't hunt people in alleys.
He hunts liberties. On a massive scale. Relentlessly.
So the mission reaches its climax. Data extracted.
The objective met.
And the path back opens up. But the agent who comes out, they're not the same.
How could they be?
What they saw, what they learned, what they did, it changes you. They carry the weight of that knowledge, that chilling understanding.
Then that impact, it ripples outwards, doesn't it? Beyond just the agent.
Absolutely. The city itself, London, it looks different afterwards. Not because the building's changed.
But because the understanding has changed.
Right. DedSec knows.
Yeah.
And now, through this intel, you, the listener, you know too. You know exactly what we face.
It's stark, undeniable. It's not the end of the fight.
No, it's the beginning of the real fight. The informed resistance.
So let's just quickly recap the core of this deep dive. Zero tolerance. Unmasking Albion's Leviathan. It shows us Albion's control is built on manufactured fear.
Systematically cultivated.
We've seen Nigel Cass's ideology.
Yeah.
Order through brutal predictability. Technology as chains.
And maybe the most disturbing part, their power isn't just guns and cameras. It feeds on obedience, collective submission.
That's the fuel.
Which really forces us to ask a tough question, doesn't it? Thinking about our own world. What does it mean when that line between protection and oppression gets so blurry?
Almost invisible sometimes.
Yeah. How do you even tell the difference? How do you challenge it when the system itself makes it so hard?
Especially now, we're soaked in information, often curated, right? And constantly watched. Surveillance is everywhere. And security is always the promise.
Easy answer.
So what choices do we actually have as individuals? How can we challenge a system built on that kind of manufactured order, that exploitation of fear?
What's the real unseen cost of the security we're offered? And maybe, what role do we play, maybe inadvertently, in just keeping it going by accepting its terms?
Something to think about, definitely, as you look at your own world, where those lines, protector and oppressor, they might be a lot thinner than you realize.